Cheers, legends. Sammy from Short and Stout Beer Reviews. We have two beers tonight. I've had a couple sort of throughout the day, but I did a review earlier in the day and there was no one around. I think it's the first time I've ever done a beer review and had not one person in the chat. There were people watching, but no one, left a comment. So it was very strange. Anyway, Mountain Culture. Oktoberfest time, they've brewed a German Pilsner, and it's a very, very funny, clever name. So it's obviously a Pils, so they've called it Poppin. Poppin Pils, eh? Pretty funny. So it's 4.7%. I'll read what it says on the back. We have brewed this traditional German-style Pilsner on the first day of spring, with the dream of warm spring days ahead. First brewed in 2022, this humble Pilsner quickly became a favourite of the Mountain Culture team. It seems only fitting that we rebrew it for the first time to celebrate Oktoberfest 2025. Poppin is golden in appearance with an assertive malty sweetness balanced with a crisp and refreshing finish from a long, slow, cold ferment. A slightly higher hopping ratio to our house lager provides a hint of spice and floral aromas, just as the Bohemians intended. Prost. And I've got a very awesome vessel to drink out of. So I've got my Mountain Culture German beer mug, which is pretty sick. So you've got the Blue Mountains there, the scenic railway, the bus, the cable car thing that goes across. Then you've got a koala, a native flower, a cockatoo, and then that's the actual brewery there, which used to be an old paper, like a printing place, and then it was a video store, so it's pretty cool. So yeah, awesome. I love the can artwork too, very German. But yeah, very funny name, Poppin' Pills. I love it. Cheers to the chat. We have Phil first here. Good God. Yeah, good to see you, mate. And Evie, good to see you. I did. I had a beef stir fry. What did you have for dinner? Nah, I'm still considering maybe tomorrow, but I don't think I will. I woke up today and I just didn't feel like it. I got a bit of a shitty sleep and had a headache, and I was like, I'm not really in the mood for multiple hours on public transport just to go to Melbourne for a few hours. So, yeah, there's still a chance, but I'd think it would be very unlikely. I reckon I'll just end up staying home. Let's get into it anyway. So yeah, as I said, had a couple of beers earlier in the day. I had a drink with Josh, my mate from Virginia. Me and him were just hanging out on his channel for a while. It was good. We always just had a pretty cruisy, relaxed convo when we hang out together. So yeah, it's going to be weird drinking out of this. So I'll describe what it looks like, even though you won't be able to see it. Or I could pour a little bit in a glass, but it's not really worth it. It pretty much just looks like a standard lager. So yeah, it's like light straw in colour. It's got a real like frothy white head on it. Probably medium carbonation, and I would say light to medium body. Yeah, it's one of those beers where the head sort of sticks around for a while, so it's pretty cool. Aroma, I'm probably not going to get much out of the mug, but we'll see how we go. Oh no, you can still get a bit. So it's like white bread and biscuit, like slightly grainy, and then you get like a peppery note, maybe a little like a light touch of lemon zest. Yeah, like a little bit earthy, a little bit grassy. Actually smells quite sort of fresh and hoppy. Yeah, sort of slight floral note. Smells pretty good. From what I remember, I really enjoyed this beer when they first brewed it, so looking forward to it. As the Germans say, Prost. Yeah, baby. That is a nice lager. It's the sort of beer you could just smash all day. I tell you what was good today is I finally got some sunshine. Can start getting some colour back in the skin. Yeah, I was sitting outside with the dog. See, like, look how my arms are normally real brown, but they're bloody. They obviously look whiter on this camera, but yeah, it'll be a different story in a couple of weeks. Yeah, I was sitting outside with the dogs, and yeah, it was real nice out there. The boys love it when it's nice, just laying out in the sun, like they're recharging their batteries. So, did anyone do anything exciting today? I don't think this beer's going to last long, to be honest. It's dangerous when you're drinking a beer and you can't see how much is in it. You just keep smashing it down. I was busting out the tunes in the shower before. It was good. I love just cranking the tunes real loud when you're in the shower. Cheers, Phil. Welcome in, brother. I see you had the first comment. You must have been here when I started. But yeah, I've got a German Pilsner by one of my favourite Aussie breweries, and they've called it Poppin, so it's known as Poppin Pills. Pretty cool name. They normally have an Oktoberfest like fest beer, but I think people were getting a bit sick of it, the same beer every Oktoberfest, and I think last year it didn't sell very good. So I think this year they've changed it up and went, well, fuck yous. You seem to enjoy our German Pilsner, we'll brew that instead. And I think it's sold out. I reckon people get a bit sick of fest beers. I'm making a Christmas decoration, that tankard. Yeah, it's fucking awesome. So it's got the logo's there, then it's got a native flower, then it's got the name of the town they're located in. And then round here it's got the Blue Mountains, which is the name of the range. And then that's their building. Then you've got a cockatoo, another plant, I think. Yeah, it looks like some sort of like a brush plant. Then you've got a koala. Yeah, the actual that there, that's the Three Sisters, which is a mountain range. It's pretty cool. Then you got a tourist bus down the bottom, the cable car going over the mountains, and what's that? I think it's a tree. Yeah, pretty cool. It's quite weighty. Even when it's real low, it's got a bit of weight to it. Yeah, definitely. I've even got a T-shirt of them today. No, they've been brilliant ever since they started. Very, very good brewery. They're one of those breweries when people come here, it's like that's what I recommend they try. They're just on that sort of same level as like your Track, your Cloudwater, your Verdant, that sort of hype. It's good to get a bit of sunshine today, Phil. We haven't had any for a very long time. I just sat out in the backyard listening to music with the dogs. It's really good. Like I only sat out there for probably an hour or so, but it's good to get some vitamin D. I was going to do a trip to Melbourne today, but I just couldn't be bothered with the travel. If it was only an hour there, it'd be a lot easier. But just the fact that by the time I walk to the train station, I get on a train, I get there, then I get to the destination. It's practically like 2.5 to 3 hours each way. So it's a long fucking way to go. Like I was talking about it on Simo's stream. I'm like, I really want to go to Melbourne, but I just can't be bothered with the travel. And they're like, just do it. And I'm like, you don't understand how fucking far it is. It's not like half an hour down the road like all these English places. I just feel like I'm getting to that point where I'm just so sick of the travel. If I'm going to do it, I feel like I may as well just make a full weekend of it and stay the night. Cheers, Paul. Oh God. Yeah, what's the place that your buddy mum's at? They're probably calling the cops, getting them to check on you. What did you say to them? Thoughts on the beer mug, Paul? I've got a German pills called Poppin. Poppin pills, my friend. Yeah. I absolutely love it when I get to Melbourne, but just the travel there and back, it's just such a fucking pain in the ass. And the older I get, the harder it's getting. Like I know I'm not old, but as in like I don't know, when you're young, you don't even think about it. Like you're in your 20s, you're going out clubbing, you're with mates and stuff. But yeah, it's like I'm going down there just to have a couple of hours of just chilling at breweries and stuff like that, and just you spend as much time on trains and buses than you do actually sitting and enjoying yourself. So it's like, is it really fucking worth it? I just wish I had somewhere that was only like, I mean, obviously I'd rather somewhere that was in town, and then it'd be awesome. But even if it was only like half an hour or an hour away, it wouldn't be such a pain. But yeah, it's like you've got to make a full day out of it, and you come home and you're absolutely knackered. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the same. Philly for you is the same as what Melbourne is for me. It's pretty much 2.5 hours there and 2.5 hours back, and it's just like I just can't be fucked. Once I get there, I love it, but yeah, it's like you have a couple of beers, you have a feed, you go to the next venue, and then you got to fucking rush back again. Oh yeah, cool. Yeah. Where you live, Phil, is it a pretty sort of quiet neighbourhood? I know where Paul lives is pretty quiet. Apart from when they have the traffic jam of the Mormons. I know they're not Mormons, they're or are they Mormons? I can't remember. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a voucher for a brewery. I did a survey for them, and I think they liked my answers because I was sort of pretty stern and positive in some ways, and then negative in others. Like pretty. I don't know what do you call it. Like I critiqued them fairly well, and then I bigged them up with the stuff that they're doing really good with. I think they appreciated it, so they're like, "Oh, next time you come in, that you've got beers and pizza on us." And fuck yeah, that's awesome. So yeah, I want to go in there and spend a few hours and take the laptop and maybe just do a stream there. The Amish, that's it. I couldn't think of the name. Yeah, it sounds like me, dude. I live in a town that I fucking hate. It's just such a dead town, and everyone here's like backward and just set in their ways and don't adapt to change. And I don't know, I just find people here boring. It's just such a yeah. It's such a shit town that if I'm working afternoon shift, so I'll be walking home at 9 or 10 at night on a Friday. There is not one fucking person walking up the main street or shop or pub or anything open. That's how fucking dead the town is. My hometown, which is only an hour away, on a Friday night, you could be walking down the main street at fucking 2 in the morning. There's people everywhere, and it's still only a small town, but there's shit going on. Like it's busy, it's good. I just can't believe that where I live now, you can't even like. I'll finish work at say if I finish work at 8:30 at night, I can't even go anywhere to get a beer afterwards. Like it's such a shithole, and that's exactly why I love going to like Melbourne and that, just to go to places that are actually got some, I don't know, some vibrant, exciting sort of shit going on. Yeah, that's cool. A corridor through the city that's 9 kilometres. Fuck. I'll have to check it out. I've watched a shitload of like travel stuff, but in all honesty, I haven't really seen a lot of Spain. I've watched heaps of Italy, heaps of Greece, heaps of like Germany, even like France. France is a country that doesn't really interest me, but most of the others do. But yeah, I haven't really like seen a lot of Spain. As far as Europe goes, I think the three main places I want to go to would be Italy, Germany, and probably Czech. Italy just for the architecture, the history, the food, the wine. Germany, mainly the beer, but yeah, the history would be fucking awesome. The music in Germany, I reckon, would be sick as. And then Czech, I think, just yeah, the architecture, the history, and that it looks like such an awesome like country. Like Prague looks like an awesome city, and I reckon it'd be like obviously you got real good beer there too, but I reckon like the nightlife and that'd be pretty cool. And it's meant to be like really cheap as well, good value for money. Like you can walk around the city and get beers for $1 and shit. Like that'd be unreal. Did you see? Did it come up on your YouTube what my next video is going to be, guys? It's pretty funny. Yep. Yeah. So my next my next video is short and stout beer reviews. Drinks a beer called short and stout. Yeah, I heard of a brewery in Melbourne brewing a session stout, like a dry stout, and yeah, calling it short and stout. I'm like, I've got to get that beer. I have had it before, like on tap at a festival, but yeah, I had to get a can of it. I thought that's too good to be true. I'll do that on the channel. She's been very quiet on YouTube today. Like me and Josh from last year did a live earlier, like just hanging out on his channel, and there was like fuck all around. And then I did a beer review earlier, and there wasn't one comment for the whole video. It's weird. I hope it's just quiet, and I hope I'm not getting punished for some reason. I've been a good boy. I haven't been playing any music or swearing as much. Or sometimes it can come down to something as simple as something you have in your heading or a hashtag. Like you could write something and YouTube's algorithm takes it as like something offensive, or which was pretty shit. But yeah, a lot of people have been saying that they don't get my notifications till like way after I've gone live, so that's pretty shit. Yeah, cool. We know he isn't single because he has a beard. What is that a thing with the Amish? If they've got a beard, they're married or something. I just assumed they were born with beards. I'm back. Cheers, Evie. Evie, did you see what video I'm doing next? It's pretty funny. It's very hoppy, this beer. I love it. Just think of like a West Coast Pilsner, but with noble hops. That's what it tastes like. So it's like very, very hoppy, but the hop character isn't like fruity. It's like old school, like pepper, like, yeah, pepper, grass, a little lemon zest with like a nice bready, grainy backbone. Very, very good. Very crushable, very crisp. Yeah, it's delightful. I've got quite a few German beer mugs. One of them I've got's like, yeah, it's like an old pottery mug. It was a German inspired brewery over in Western Australia in the forest. Yeah, it's a really sick venue. It looked like a sort of looked like an old German like lodge just in the middle of the forest. And yeah, they had all these like old school Germanic beers. And when I seen the beer mug there, I'm like, I've got to get that. That looks awesome. I remember I was a little bit naughty when I went on that trip to WA. I went to all these breweries and they were all like in the countryside. And the only way you could get to them was to drive. So I was getting up early in the morning. I was having like big feeds, drinking heaps of water, and I was going from one brewery to another, trying to do as many as I could throughout like 3 or 4 days. So there were definitely times where I would have blew over if I got pulled over, but yeah, I was being very cautious. Like I was only having like 1 or 2 beers at each brewery. So I was never at a stage where I was drunk, but I was just like, yeah, I wouldn't have been like under 0.05. I would have been sort of just over at times. I don't do that shit again, like anymore. It was just the only way I was going to be able to do them because I had like no public transport. It's out in the middle of nowhere, so you don't have like Uber or anything like that. Like it was a fair while ago, back in the day. It's pretty quiet on YouTube tonight, Evie, and today it was pretty quiet. I was going to go on Simo's earlier this morning. Like he wanted me up there, and yeah, then I don't know, just a few people joined, and I wasn't really interested. there's certain people like that. Yeah, it's like they'll jump up on a panel and it sort of changes the dynamic. Because I'm quite loud and outgoing and stuff. I can't stand when you get on panels too and they're real dry and there's not much atmosphere, and because I feel like I'm I feel like I'm either bored or it's like I'm the one talking all the time. Yeah, I think I seen you in the chat at one stage. That's why I mentioned it. It's good. Like I like hanging out with people that have personalities like me because the conversation just flows. There's never any awkward pauses or so. Say someone like Paul here in the chat, when me and him are hanging out, it's like the conversation just flows. It's fucking easy when you're hanging out with someone similar to you. Same with like me and Drew, me and Josh. Craig's the same. I don't know where Craig is. I haven't seen him for a while. Yeah. It's good with Simo how he does them like nearly every Friday night, so everyone knows it's going to be on. And he always gets people on there as well. It's just a good time for him to go live because there's a lot of English people sort of watching stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen him for a while. He's been laying low. I think he sort of can't afford to drink very much, so he's just been sort of doing other stuff. He gets into his he does a bit of bird watching, so he's probably been doing a bit of that. I reckon he needs to do a bird watching channel just to mix it up. Yeah, he'd be fine. He just finds it hard at times with his daughter because yeah, he obviously lost his wife and the daughter's mum, and yeah, it's just been tough raising a girl by yourself. There's particular things he has to do, and he probably just gets a bit overwhelmed and wishes that it wasn't just him, that both of them were there, sort of thing. So yeah, you can totally sort of understand when he gets a bit sort of annoyed or yeah, like sad or yeah, he's a good fella. I love him. I still got a little bit left. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, this is the beer that I'm doing next. I just had to get it with that name. It's like fuck yeah, yeah. That's the name of the brewery. They're in Collingwood. I remember when we were at the festival and they had this on tap, and one of the girls I was hanging out with goes, "Smolly, Smolly, they've made a beer for you." I think that's sort of the dream for people that are into their craft beer to actually have a beer made for them. Like Rob from Hopzine, he's had two beers made for him. Yeah, Paul from Rate My Beers had a couple. Who else has had some? There's been a few people. Oh, Simon from Real Ale Craft Beers had a few over the years. Um, don't know if there's been American beer reviewers that have had them. Yeah, it's real quiet, isn't it? It's weird. I feel like algorithm, like something's going on with YouTube, and I'm suffering for some reason. I don't know what's going on. It'd be interesting to see if my next stream's the same. Because yeah, I did one today, Evie, around lunchtime, and I didn't have one person in the chat. I had about 9 or 10 people all up that watched it that were popping in and out. There was like at least 3 or 4 that were there the whole time, but not one person was chatting. I'm like, this is so weird. But in a way, it was good because I was able to just drink the beer, talk about the beer, and end it early. Like I didn't have to worry about sort of chatting back and forth. It was sort of shit but good at the same time. I mean, obviously, I like doing live reviews because of the whole banter and chatting to people. So if it was like that all the time, I wouldn't do it. But yeah, it was just such a weird feeling. I don't know. Because I've got sort of like mates and community from all around the globe, it's like even if there was something on in a particular area or country, you're still going to get people from the other areas. So it's weird. I just reckon I reckon for some reason my streams aren't going out to people. Like they don't know that I'm on. Yeah, they're loving life today. They were outside in the warmth with me for a while. Like that, you could just tell they were loving it, just laying in the sun. And now they're just chilling on the couch. They look like they're real tired because they've been sort of running around most of the day. I haven't had their feed yet. I'll have to get that for them soon. I normally feed them twice a day. Yeah, phenomenal. I need to get a new sun chair or a new camping chair. I just always had like a nice, comfy chair for nice days where I want to sit out in the backyard. And my camping chair's broken, so I need a new one because the chair I was using today normally sits on the front porch, and that was fucking terrible, real uncomfortable. But yeah, I'll finish this up and we'll move on to that next one and see if we get more people. See the fact that the beer's called Poppin' Pills, that could even be something to do with it. YouTube might go, nut, he's not allowed to write Poppin' Pills on. So that, yeah, it's just simple stuff like that that can make a difference. Sometimes YouTube doesn't like beer related stuff, so even if you've got beer written on the in the title, it can hurt you for that. But yeah, I'll wrap it up. I'll give this. I reckon this beer, I'd say a 4.2 out of 5. Very, very nice pilsner. As I said, like white bread, biscuit, grainy. Um, yeah, quite dry, like crisp. It's got a lot of like hoppiness and bitterness, and it's like your old school hops. So I think I said before something about it's like a West Coast Pilsner because of the intensity of the hops and a Pilsner base, but it's noble hops. So yeah, you're getting that real old school Germanic like style of hopping. But yeah, they're like doing it like it's a modern day beer. So yeah, pretty cool. So yeah, very like grassy, earthy, and like peppery. Had a touch of sort of like a floral note. And then yeah, like it had some lemon zest, but the lemon was pretty minor compared to like the peppery, earthy sort of qualities. So yeah, 4.2 poppin' pills. And not sure what's going on YouTube, but give me more people for the next stream. Cheers, guys. We'll see you shortly.